Math C, lesson 20. Go ahead, we're starting with the workbook. Open your workbook. First part, number families. Okay, these are all addition families. You have the two smaller numbers and you're missing a big number. So go ahead and write the missing numbers in each family. Then find part 2 in your workbook. Problems in part 2 tell where to put the values in the number families. I'll do A with you, and then it wants you to try and do them on your own. So I'll do one with you guys here, and then we'll see how you do with the rest of them. All right, so the number family line is already there given for you. The first small number is 50. The big number is 77. The second small number is a box. So now you have to finish. 77, you have to try and get your smaller number. So 77 minus 50. Okay, 7 minus 0 is 7. 7 minus 5 is 2. My other small number is 27. So part 2, you are just setting up the number families and solving. Go ahead and find part 3 in your workbook. You're going to count to different places on this grid of dots. Then you'll draw a rectangle. Touch the starting point. Our starting point is the 0, the first dot. All right, you're going to draw a rectangle that has the dot for the letter D as a corner. Find the letter D. Here's my corner. Okay, so I'm going to draw down to the, I'm going to draw a line from the D down to the 6, over to the 0, up to the 2, and over to the D. That's my rectangle. Underneath, I'm going to write my number sentence. So I have, if the corner is D, then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times 2. 6 times 2 is going to tell you how many squares are in your rectangle that you're drawing. So 6 times 2 equals 12 square units. All right. Part 4, 5, and 6 are independent work. Okay. Multiplication, subtraction, and addition. Go ahead and do those. When you are finished, we're going to move on to the textbook, lesson 20. All right. Find part 1. This is a quick lesson because we actually have a test tomorrow. All right. Lesson 20, part 1. You're going to work area problems that involve miles. A mile is a long distance. 1 mile is over 5,000 feet long. If you went to school, you'd go, I'll name some places that are about a mile from the school. Let's see, if you went from school to some of your houses, you'd go about 1 mile. Okay? Or our school to the gyro place is about 1 mile. Touch area problem A. The units are miles, so what unit goes in the answer to this area problem? Square miles. Okay? Touch B. What unit is shown? Miles. So what unit goes in your answer? Square miles. Use line paper. Find the area of each rectangle. Write the multiplication problem and the number answer. Then write square miles for that unit. All right, so problem A. Well, I just showed it to you, but 5 and 6. So my problem for A would be 5 times 6 equals 30 square, SQ for square, and MI for miles. 30 square miles. Go ahead and complete B, C, and D. We're going to move on to part 2. All right, these cute little monsters in part 2. All right, you're going to figure out how many cents are in each row. I'll read what it says in the box. Follow along. A nickel is worth 5 cents, so you can figure out how much a roll of nickels is worth by counting by 5. A dime is worth 10 cents, so you can figure out how much a row of dimes is worth by counting by tens. Row A. These are dimes. Dimes are smaller than nickels, so I can count by 5s or 10s. What do you think? 10s. All right, let's go ahead and count by 10s. Ready? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So in my first row, I have 60 cents. Row B. These are nickels, so I can count by 5s. Ready? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So my answer for row 2 is 30 cents. All right, we'll do C and D, and then I want you guys to try E on your own. All right, C, ready? Look at the coin. It's a nickel, so we're going to count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20. 20 cents. All right, D, the smaller one. Remember, the smaller one is 10. We're going to count by 10. This is a dime. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. So for that line, we have 70 cents. I want you to go ahead and do E on your own. E is going to be counting by 5s. Okay, when you are finished up, you have only one part of independent work to complete. And because you only have one part of independent work to complete, I will go ahead and go over your test with you that you are going to have tomorrow. In our workbook, find it. In our workbook, on your workbook page, it says test 2. All of these parts are different things that we've studied, so work carefully. Part 1, easy peasy addition problems. Part 2, work the problems, write the multiplication problems on the lines, okay? Don't forget your square units. So this one will be square inches, this one will be square feet. Okay, remember to solve these, you add them up in the rows and this way as well. Okay, over here, you're going to follow the directions. You are going to add up the amount of money in each column and write your answers. Then we have some word problems, writing them in on the line just like we've done. And then part 6, some subtraction with borrowing. You don't have to do this fact game, but if you'd like to, you can. These are just filling in the small numbers, filling in some small numbers. All right, this is test prep extra practice. You guys can go ahead and do this first and work on it with a parent. There is, I believe, 2 pages of the test prep. No, just 1. However, if you do this and submit this as well, this will be part of extra credit for your math, okay? So whenever you are finished with your test and your test practice page, you can go ahead and submit those to your teacher.